Okay, in this case, 3x big blind out of position would be the right bet. So I'm going with 90, and I get called by Platinator on a button, and Ingrid calls, and Morgat folds. Okay, now here. It's a pretty good flop for us. I feel really good about this flop. There are hands like pocket 8s or pocket 7s or ace 7 or ace king or ace 8 or pocket aces. Those are the hands that beat me. I am not too worried about those hands because of obviously if somebody had aces that would have 3-bet me. There is possible that somebody have 7s or 8s, but I still feel pretty good about my flop. So in this case, I check because, like I said, I am concerned that there is a possibility that that somebody have 8s or 7s or already have 2-pair made. So I do have to play pretty safe. I'm not going to lead out just to get 3-betted by Platinator, and I'm gonna have to lay this hand down. Since he only bets 90 into $300 pot, that might represent a weaker ace, like an ace with a weak kicker, possibly not 2-pair. Yeah, if he's a smart player, there is a 9-10 would call him. Any ace will call him, but he's betting 90 into $300 pot. You know, like I said, which might represent a weaker ace or a mid or small pair or a draw. So if everyone would fold, to me that I'm going to find out where my ace is. And the way to find out where my ace with the queen kicker is, I will 3-bet his original bet, which will be 240, and I believe that's what I did. At 240, and he calls. Okay, king peels off. King kind of scares me, but not really. You know, what are the hands that I'm worried about? Ace king, out of the question, because he would have 3-bet me. If he had kings, he would have 3-bet me pre-flop. There are no made draws. He only made it, and he only made it 80 on a flop, which tells me he is not strong. He does not have ace king. So at this time, ace queen is the best hand, I believe. So I go 550, which is 65% of the pot, and that should get him to fold. And that's exactly what he does. So he threw in the bet because everybody checked, and he did have position to, you know, hoping to pick up the pot without investing too many chips in. I don't blame him for doing that. But that bet was just was just a full of information for me, letting me know that I do have the best hand. Let's move on. 7-4 on a small blind. Okay, I'm getting 5-1 pot odds. It's only 15 more for me to call, and we can always let this hand go if we miss the flop completely. And I'm prepared to do this, but I'm willing to put 15 more chips in. Okay, since I'm the first to act, I will have to throw in a filler bet here. I'd say around $60 to see where my 4 is at. Plus, I have a backdoor straight redraw, or I can catch another 4. So I do not want to check here and have one of these guys bet, and then I would have to fold the middle pair. So I threw in a 60, Boris folds, and the Platinator calls. Ace is a cooler card for me and for him. I'm pretty much done with the action at this point. So I'm checking, and he checks behind. 5 pills off. Any 3 will take that down. There's tons of hands that beat me. I'm done with this hand, no matter what. And he checks, and he also had a 4 with a higher kicker. So we saved ourselves quite a bit of chips there. Okay, in this hand, King Jack, just like in the previous situation, King Jack is a top hand to play out of position. Even though I said previously you should almost never open limp, but at this limper happy table, I decided to just flat call, I believe, because I am playing out of position. Even though min raise would not be such a bad idea, or even 2.5, or I don't hate 3x big blind raise, but again, judging by the structure of the table and then knowing that a lot of these guys are flatters, I decided just to flat call it and play it safe after the flop. And we get another flat caller, and of course Platinator calls again, and I'm paying attention to these things. Platinator calls quite a bit, and he calls quite a bit on the button. Okay, the pot is 250, and I hit my jack. I'm not willing to put any more money in this hand, considering 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the pot, and a multi-way pot. King Jack is not the hand that I believe that I have the best hand right now. There are draws on the flop. There's ace on the flop. Even if the king will peel off, or I mean, the only card that I can be hoping for is a jack. But I decided that I'm done with this hand, and I'm checking it. 9 completes the flush. I'm still checking it, and here's an 8, and Ingrid bets 150. My jack is obviously not good enough. I'm not calling 150. I'm folding. Okay,